Dr. Eric Berg is an exceptional physician that recently discussed how to grow thin hair into thick hair. And of course, he took the science approach. So here are Dr. Berg's top recommendations, starting with addressing your levels in iron and zinc.
Iron is a mineral that is involved in building up your hemoglobin. Okay, that's the stuff that helps you carry oxygen through your blood. And if you don't have hemoglobin in the scalp, you're not going to have oxygen for the little roots of the hair follicles. And without iron, you're literally starving that hair of oxygen so it can grow. It needs oxygen to grow. But it's very easy to get iron, especially if you're not a vegan. Just a little red meat a few times a week will give you plenty of iron. But you can also get iron in eggs and cheese. It's in a lot of different foods. All right, zinc. If you're deficient in zinc, which a lot of people are, you're going to have a real problem growing thick hair. The hair is going to come out very, very thin. Zinc is involved in hundreds of different enzymes, especially with making proteins. Okay, and your hair is protein. So without zinc, you don't get good growth of the hair and you don't get the thickness of the hair that you really want. And the hair will dry out. Okay. A little red meat, again, will give you enough zinc. Now, there's a condition called Telogen effluvium. Okay. Now, what is that? That is a condition triggered by shock or stress that makes your hair fall out and become very, very thin. Okay. And very, very fragile. And that is because of this thing called stress. So if you go through pregnancy, for example, and you wonder why your hair is thinning out, well, that's why. Or let's say you have some emotional stress or a loss of a loved one, or surgery, or an accident, or you overexercise. All these things can raise cortisol. Then cortisol then causes you to increase the requirement of zinc. And if you're already deficient in zinc, then you're going to have a problem with your hair. And telogen effluvium is basically hair shedding, which is temporary, caused by stress. Now, if you consume a lot of alcohol, or you consume a lot of sugar, or for some reason you get a lot of copper, all these conditions are going to create a zinc deficiency. So just realize that low zinc creates all sorts of problems with your hair.
Next up is having a deficiency in omega-3 fatty acids.
Typical diet that most Americans have, you're going to be very, very high in omega-6 fatty acids. And that can create the deficiency of omega-3 fatty acids. And that could be the reason why your hair is becoming very, very thinned. But make sure you get enough salmon or cod liver oil for your omega-3 fatty acids. Plus, omega-3 fatty acids are very anti-inflammatory. So if you have alopecia, for example, you have too much inflammation.
Number 3, vitamin D and selenium.
Vitamin D is really important in the immune aspects of hair, both inflammation and autoimmunity when we get to hair, because certain people have an autoimmune condition that causes the hair to fall out of their scalp. Those particular people need a lot more vitamin D than other people. So I'm talking about 40,000 or maybe even 50,000 IUs per day. All right. Selenium. Okay. Selenium, very important in thyroid health, in converting T4 to T3. And as you may already know, if you have a slow thyroid, that alone can stop your ability to grow hair. But selenium is an important antioxidant for the hair to reduce inflammation, to definitely counter alopecia, and also dandruff.
Number 4, biotin and low folate.
So biotin is essential to enhance the keratin, the type of protein that hair is made out of, and the strength of it. Biotin is essential for that. And your own microbiome makes biotin. And so this is why when someone gets an antibiotic, they could end up with thinning of the hair. And they're wondering why, because you just wiped out your good bacteria that is supposed to make that specific type of B vitamin. All right, the next one is low folate. I would never recommend taking folic acid, which is the synthetic version of folate. Always take folate or the active form of folate. There's different forms, but you want to get a natural form. But folate is a cofactor for many different proteins in the body, including hair, skin, and your nails. So without folate, you're going to have a hard time fully developing the protein necessary in certain parts of your body. But it's very easy to get folate. Just start consuming salads on a regular basis, and you'll definitely have enough folate. It's in the dark leafy greens.
Number 5, vitamin C.
Vitamin C, essential for collagen, and your hair is part collagen. So vitamin C is very, very necessary. Of course, I would never recommend the synthetic version of vitamin C. Get a natural version or just get it from the food. You can get plenty of vitamin C from sauerkraut, from cabbage, from berries, from bell peppers, and pretty much almost every single vegetable. Having enough vitamin C makes the collagen very, very strong.
Now, here were Dr. Berg's only tips in regards to choosing hair products.
All right, the shampoo that you use, very, very, very vital. I would recommend using a shampoo without sulfates, with a lot of clean ingredients that don't have side effects. But the main thing is get a sulfate-free shampoo. Now, I'd also recommend getting a really good conditioner, something that has clean ingredients, as well as the essential oils and the fats needed that can go into the hair and revive your hair.
So although my last video about growing your hair thicker was overall well received, there were still some people who were very disappointed with my tips. And what both Dr. Berg and I both agree on, there are no magic formulated products that would help grow your hair in thicker, and how both stress and mindset play a major role in your hair growth. So beautiful people, understand my number one goal on this channel is to show you how to retain your length and the health of your hair. So I highly encourage you to watch this next video right here, because if you don't understand this, you're going to continue to experience breakage.